What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Quantum Ascent. I have TRAC OriginTrail up on the screen here. Been a minute since we checked in on TRAC. Figured we'd do an alt-season target update, but there's really not too much to update, guys. On TRAC, set its low in June and hasn't done that since. If you look, kind of just been riding this trend line right here. And right now at the lows, looks like this could be the bottom of a wave two. That first wave count, just a pretty basic ABC with how low this came, not an impulsive 5-wave move. So looking at waves 1 and 2 for that, still waiting on 3, 4, and 5 to kick us off for alt season. So typically how these things move is they'll get back up to that last local high or slightly exceed it to the 1618. We draw back about 30 to 50% before our final high. So still waiting on this thing to really get kicked off here. But the reason that this level also makes sense here is you look at that 1618, not too far off from this high. So I would venture to bet on that third wave somewhere between $1.56 and $1.90 before, again, settling back down 30 to 50% before a blow off. So full extension dating back to the Trump pump range is all the way up here at 450. Now, across the board right now, we're looking at like 10 to 20Xs on a lot of alts. This fits exactly in there, a 10.6x for TRAC if it goes that full extension. Now, there's a lot of other targets we can still pull away from this. You take this high going back from the 2022 top, late 2021 top, and you try to look for some confluence. That high, not quite up to that 1618, but you see down here, we do have confluence at the 3618 of this range and that former all-time high. So always a possibility of a double top there. Got to keep that in mind as we move forward. And then you look at this thing, and I mean, it has blow off top potential. You can't mathematically eliminate this 4.236 up here. Not at all my base. From where we're at right now, that's like a 36x. So blow off target, not, again, not in my not in the immediate future here, I don't think, for TRAC. But looking at where we're at, trying to find some conservative moves, I would say that at the very least, this $1.90 level is a conservative move. Right now, where we're looking for the third wave, but you can see that on the 0.5 of the broader term and the 168 of the near term, this is a level. And you can also see up here in these higher retracement levels as well, between 272 and $3. I have a few up there. So other levels we need to keep in mind. Like I said, that $2, we'll say $2 flat, right? Either for the third wave or if it doesn't get the gas, potentially finishing there. I think it will, like I said, settle back down and then we go off into a fifth wave. How high would each of these waves be? First wave about 220%. This third wave about 438%. And if we drop down to this level, fifth wave about 355%. All relatively close in price movement. Third wave is not the shortest. Bang, bang, boom. That's how it's looking for TRAC there. The other thing too, right now on the shorter time frame, guys, shorter time frame, I mean, going back to March of 2024, but you can see like we're compressing here, right? There is a triangle happening. This thing has been riding that lower trend line and now finally starting to turn up the other direction. But you can see for a while we were in this wedge, are yet to break out of it. Where does that come in? Up there right around 78 cents. So on this next move, thinking we'll see the top of this triangle. And again, hopefully we have the momentum this time to pop through it. But this is what I'm seeing for TRAC, my friends. Conservative of about $2, which again wouldn't be a new all-time high. Primary up here, 450, just barely setting a new high. And then blow off potential, which I don't believe is happening, but is not impossible, up there around $15.80, my friends. That's how we do it. We do stuff like this all the time over there in the Quantum Circle. Real-time trades, access to my portfolio, 2 macro videos a day, a Discord, and I teach you how to do TA. Link to that, like I said, in my bio. If not, thank you so much for being here. If you guys could follow, like, repost. Want to blast this out to as many people as I can before it's too late. So hope you're all having a wonderful day, and I will catch you in the next one.